When you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on you were going to beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
One day, my 11-year-old daughter, Willow, came to me and said, "Mommy, did you know that there were girls my age in the United States that are being trafficked?" And I didn't.
Ooh. Does that mean you all can have other partners, but you just have to be respectful with each other?
So people only think in terms of people are trying to put something on it. Will and Jada, what they doing with other people?
Yeah.
Right? Will and Jada ain't really doing too much of nothing. The goal is not a full goal.
Hi, Miss Pinkett. You look fantastic.
You gotta go.
Oh, we got it. Oh, we're black. I'm sorry.
What do you say about the allegations? There's like, so many rumors. Anything you want to say?
We suing.
I know that's right. Thank you, Miss Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett Smith has made headlines with surprising details about her past with Will Smith and seeing Diddy comms. Reports say Will and Jada attended private events hosted by Diddy, with big names like Jennifer Lopez also present. Rumors suggest there may have been more going on behind the scenes, including tension between Will and Diddy over J-Lo. While none of this is confirmed, it's certainly got people talking.
Hey man, Puffy, Will Smith, and Jada Pinkett. What was the incident that happened between the two of you?
Matt Damon was giving Ben Affleck a little birthday celebration at the Four Seasons. So it was a Sunday, so me, Jen, and Puff went over there to the little celebration. So I get in the joint and I see Will Smith's sister. She had just got married and her and her husband is sitting there with black and red Michael Jackson Thriller jackets on. And they both had them on. I was like, oh my God. I said, I don't believe it. I was laughing like a they had matching Thriller jackets on. Now, she looking at me funny because when I was in Cali, she had tried to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't give how much money Will is making. I would never talk to her. It's not my speed. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not my speed. So I'm over there and I'm like on the other side of them while Puff, Jennifer Lopez, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, Will Smith, and Jada Pinkett. They all over there and they drinking, having fun and stuff like that. So about an hour or so, Puff come over to me. He said, "Yo, Gene, come go to the restroom with me." I said, "All right." We walked to the restroom. And I said, we walked to the restroom. I said, "Yo, what's wrong, man? What's up, man? What's wrong with you?" He said, "Yo, I think Will and Jada trying to pull Jennifer. I need you to come close to me, close over there by us. Cause if he keep on with this, I'ma snuff his." Will go beat the shit out of you. And if it's one-on-one, I'ma see what he got. He said, "Gene, I ain't playing, man." I said, cause people don't understand, he was saying game, and I was always like a big unk to this till he started, and people could say what they want to say, but I've seen our friends die, I've seen people get hurt, I've seen rappers get killed, died and everything like that, and our relationship ain't the same no more. I went from big unk, security, all this to you don't me. So now I said, Will Smith gonna beat you, man. And I'm gonna see what he got first. And then he said, "Yo, Gene, I ain't playing with you, man. Yo, I'm telling you, man, I'ma snuff that. You better be on him." I said, "Yeah, I got him, man." Yes, he thought that Jada and Will was trying to pull Jennifer, but she ends up with Ben Affleck. Y'all remember that day, right, at the Four Seasons? She had got with Chris after that Chris, but that was only a facade, some bullshit. But I remember that very well.
When you were dating J-Lo, Will Smith and Jada tried to pick her up on and you were going to beat up Will Smith. Is that true?
You really heard that? Nah.
What? Yeah, I watched it on the internet. You're telling me I can't believe everything I read?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
That's just the beginning. Jada has been open in the past, especially during her Red Table Talk days, about her unconventional marriage with Will Smith. Reports suggest they had an open, polyamorous relationship throughout their marriage. But here's the question. Was this entirely their choice, or was it influenced by Diddy's wild and free-spirited lifestyle?
What does it mean to love in freedom?
The simple idea is it's friendship versus marital prison.
Ooh. Does that mean you all can have other partners, but you just have to be respectful with each other?
So people only think in terms of people are trying to put something on it. Will and Jada, what they doing with other people?
Yeah.
Right? Will and Jada ain't really doing too much of nothing. The goal is not a goal. We're gonna love each other
No matter what.
Will gets right to the heart of their non-traditional marriage during the Oprah conversation Will Smith, out today on Apple TV+. The couple first revealed details last year on Red Table Talk, which coined a new term.
I got into a different kind of entanglement.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes.
Was that hard for you sitting there?
No. It's like, no.
How long were you all actually separated? Was it months or years?
We never actually officially separated. We agreed that she had to make herself happy and I had to make myself happy. And then we were going to present ourselves back to the relationship.
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
It's a far cry from the start of their relationship. In his new memoir titled Will, out Tuesday, he writes, quote, "We drank every day and had multiple times every day for 4 straight months. There were only 2 possibilities. I was going to satisfy this woman, or I was going to die trying."
Those early days were spectacular. It ended up being a lot more complex than that, Oprah. You just feel like it ain't really nobody's business. Yeah. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But, I
think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened? An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Now, in the process, and you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say, and we did. And it all started with, me wanting to help his health, his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when Og first came around, he was really sick.
He was really sick, yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found, and from there,
Yeah.
and we decided.
I was done with you.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though. Marriages have that.
Yeah,
we decided that we were going to, figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well,
I really felt like we could be over. And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on with August.
Launched into an interaction. What do you feel like you were looking for?
It had been, and it was, I think that has a lot, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle. Just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something about fixing people versus, and taught me that.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah, like the fact that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
I would agree.
There's just certain things that you have to go through, and it's like.
And I wish. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracles.
Yeah. You got to go, and I'm just happy.
There's a real power in just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what. You can't know that
until you go
through some stuff, I don't want to go through this no more. I'm going to get you back first.
I think we're good on that, okay?
Okay, that's probably true.
And I don't think it's about.
No, for me it is.
I'll give you that petty if that's what you want. But, I will definitely say,
25 years and counting.
We die together. Bad marriage for life.
That's terrible.
But yeah, it's just.
I told you the first year we were married, I can love you through anything.
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah. I thought I was that I didn't have the girth that it was going to take to ride with you through.
Yeah, I didn't know.
How am I doing?
You're awesome.
The Red Table Talk got people talking. Some fans supported Jada and Will's honesty. One said, they have the right to clear things up. Another said, shout out to Will for getting Jada to admit she was with August. Someone joked, now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down. Their daughter, Willow, recently said she's one of the few in her friend group embracing polyamory. That's a lot for a teenager in the spotlight.
In my friend group, I'm the only polyamorous person, and I have the least.
It takes practice to have those difficult conversations.
This has been a journey for you, Miss Willow. How did you make this decision?
With polyamory, I feel like the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you. And not just stepping into monogamy because that's what everyone around you says is the right thing to do. So I was like, how can I structure the way that I approach relationships with that in mind? Also, doing research into polyamory, the main reasons why monogamous relationships or why marriage, why divorces happen is infidelity. Let's say you haven't always been the kind of person that wanted to have sex all the time, but your partner is. Are you going to be the person to say, just because I don't have these needs, you can't have them either?
It's brought the newest debate to Red Table Talk.
It takes practice to have those difficult conversations.
On Wednesday, the multi-generation dynamic got personal once again, this time with Willow's revelation that she's polyamorous.
This has been a journey for you, Miss Willow. How did you make this decision?
With polyamory, I feel like the main foundation is the freedom to be able to create a relationship style that works for you. And not just stepping into monogamy because that's what everyone around you says is the right thing to do.
The 20-year-old singer opened up about her perspective on polyamory relationships, helping her mom and Gammy understand her desire to have multiple intimate partners at the same time.
So I was like, how can I structure the way that I approach relationships with that in mind? Also, doing research into polyamory, the main reasons why monogamous relationships or why marriage, why divorces happen is infidelity. Let's say you haven't always been the kind of person that wanted to have sex all the time, but your partner is. Are you going to be the person to say, just because I don't have these needs, you can't have them either?
Throughout the series, all three women have maintained an open mind with topics about. And mom Jada Pinkett Smith's reaction here was no different.
How did you feel when I told you that I was polyamorous?
When you were like, hey, this is my get down, I was like, I totally get it. Wanting to set up your life in a way that you can have what it is that you want. I think anything goes as long as the intentions are clear. You know what I mean?
To everyone.
Yeah. Most people are practicing monogamy because they feel like they have no other choice.
Right.
We all know that most people out here doing unethical non-monogamy any damn way.
And while Gammy tried to understand the concept, the matriarch pointed out that many people still believe in monogamous relationships.
There's comfort in that it provides to almost like a social order.
Yes.
To life and setting boundaries and commitments. I guess I'm not really clear on what it offers you. Could you imagine being in a group and loving everyone equally?
No.
Whether it be platonic or not? Mm-mm. Wow, well then I don't know what to say.
That's because of Gam's ideas around love.
The conversation also looked to the future, and Willow admitted that for her to walk down the aisle one day, there would need to be some stipulations in place first.
What are your feelings and ideas around marriage as you know it today?
The history of marriage really irks me.
Yeah.
Just the history of marriage as a whole and what it has represented over the years for women in particular. I feel like the only way that I would get married is, let's say me and my partner or partners want to help people and we need to put our finances together in order to make that vision happen. That's the only way I could see myself getting married.
These revelatory conversations have become a trademark of Red Table Talk, and Jada told E.T. the secrets behind their intense discussions.
But what is it about this when people come and sit here? What's that magic sauce that just makes people say, yeah, I'm gonna spill it?
Well, I guess I think it's not even so much because that's never our intention.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we just always want to have just real conversations, and so I think it's we're in the conversation with you.
Right.
Yeah, we're sharing our stories. We're sharing our experiences. It's a safe space for both of us.
Put me at the head of the table and just make me sit there while they're talking. And then I would just, from a young age, always being around that, always seeing that. Like, once I went out into the world and I saw what people, you know, how people feel about my parents, you know, I didn't understand.
When I was young, I definitely think I had a addiction.
The big question is, how much did Diddy cause this chaos? His wild parties and Hollywood ties keep bringing up his name, but not in a good way. Some fans think Diddy started the drama, while others think the Smiths already had problems, and Diddy just went along. Will recently talked about his marriage breaking down. He said Jada's way of handling things caused the problems and took an emotional toll on him, leading him down a tough...
It is not your responsibility to make your wife happy, right? Just like it's not my wife's responsibility to make me happy. It's my responsibility to make me happy, and it's her responsibility to make her happy, and then we're gonna come together and build on that happiness.
Will Smith is continuing to get candid about his marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith. The 53-year-old actor is featured in a new cover story for GQ and discusses the revelations in his upcoming memoir titled Will. The Philadelphia native reveals that Jada was not the only one engaging in other relationships outside of their marriage. He explains, quote, "We have given each other trust and freedom, with the belief that everybody has to find their own way, and marriage for us can't be a prison, and I don't suggest our road for anybody. I don't suggest this road for anybody, but the experiences and the freedoms that we've given one another and the unconditional support, to me, is the highest definition of love."
Anything that I need to make myself happy, I will present that to my wife that I need that to be happy. Divorce is not an option. We're gonna be together. So we're gonna figure out how to be happy.
The Independence Day star also touches on his fantasies involving other women and candidly discusses working with an intimacy coach. Will's greatest desire in the world? To have a harem of girlfriends. Specifically, Will names Misty Copeland and Halle Berry and says his intimacy coach even worked on the list with him. Will tells the mag, quote, "I don't know where I saw it or some as a teenager, but the idea of traveling with 20 women that I loved and took care of and all of that, it seemed like a really great idea. And then after we played it out a little bit, I was like, that would be horrific. That would be horrific. I was like, can you imagine how miserable?" The Oscar nominee says that the intimacy coach was cleaning out my mind, letting it know it was okay to be me and be who I was.
At the end of the day,
it's just not quitting, you know?
In the GQ article, it's noted that Will does not go into much detail about his 23-year marriage to Jada in his memoir.
Will and I shared some very private truths about our relationship.
The hit star says that a lot of details regarding their relationship have already been made public, including Jada's entanglement with singer August Alsina, which he opened up about on her Facebook Watch show Red Table Talk in July 2020.
I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. And one thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, you know, the only person that could give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes. A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely. I was in a lot of pain and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Will explains to the mag in part, quote, Jada never believed in conventional marriage. And for the large part of our relationship, monogamy was what we chose, not thinking of monogamy as the only relational perfection.
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation. He gave me his blessing. I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. And I truly and really, really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her.
As for why Will and Jada publicly reacted to August's comments about his relationship with Jada, to protect themselves. Quote, we sort of came to the agreement that authenticity was the release from the shackles of fame and public scrutiny. And though Will says he and Jada are in a much better place now, he opens up in his book about some of the toughest moments in their marriage. According to an excerpt from Will's memoir obtained by GQ, the actor writes that they reached a breaking point in 2011 on Jada's 40th birthday, something they also opened up about on Red Table Talk.
Your 40th birthday was my low point. The day after her 37th birthday, I hired a team to orchestrate her 40th birthday. I hired a documentary team. I traced mommy's family roots. Her 40th birthday was gonna be my thing. And she's told me that the party was the most ridiculous display of my ego.
Despite the hurdles, the Suicide Squad star has opened up about why their decades-long marriage works many times, including 2015 when he told E.T. this.
You can't expect it to be easy. It's like our marriage was the most difficult, grueling, and excruciating thing that we've ever taken on in our lives. And, you know, we're just not quitters. And by the same token, we're not apathetic. Yeah. So we're not going to sit there and let it, you know, be painful. We're going to keep working. And if there is a secret, I would say, is that we never went into working on our relationship. We only ever worked on ourselves individually and then presented ourselves to one another better than we were previously.
Things take a darker turn now. Jada's comments have people looking into old rumors about Diddy and Will Smith. Former bodyguard Gene Deal just made a shocking claim. He says there are federal tapes that could expose Will and Diddy in a big way. If those tapes are real, they could seriously damage Will's reputation.
If I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, there's only one that I could come up with, and there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you know, you got to realize he ran with that black, that Rat Pack, and I don't want to even say their names, but they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner? What's the other guy? Leonardo? Yeah, his name. Man, I don't keep up with these cats. But
I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people. So it's quite a few tapes that might be out there, what they're hearing. And I don't want to see the tapes, but I want to know if they really true. Because if they got if they got some tapes out there and it's with some underage, whether it's celebrities or not, it's gonna be crazy, bro. It's gonna be real crazy. And they're gonna have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's gonna want those tapes. And they're gonna do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake, that that's just a bunch of bull crap. But then there's lawyers out there saying, yeah, the tape does exist. Lawyers got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that, because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards and this lady that came out. So we don't know what to think until we actually see that and we get that version. You remember we had that bootleg version of R. Kelly tape? Yeah, I remember that. They don't even bootleg. Yo, they don't even bootleg no more, man. So it's gonna be hard to figure it out if it does exist.
Do you believe the guy in the tape is white?
If he's bigger than Diddy and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber.
That's a good one. It might be him. But if they saying that the guy is young and he's an A-lister, I can't think of that many black people, man.
Right, not at all. And somebody that's more powerful, more of a celebrity than Diddy, you understand what I'm saying? If they were saying somebody that was more celebrity than Diddy, he was an A-lister, he was younger, you know what I'm saying? And if he's not black, it would have to be the Bieber. That's his name, Bieber? They said I got that wrong too. Justin Bieber, allegedly. I don't know, bro.
Right. But when you heard the news that Diddy, he had a tape with another man, did that catch you by surprise or no?
Well, all this is by surprise to me. A lot of this is by surprise to me, to be totally honest, man. Because I knew Puff, I knew Puff Daddy, I knew Diddy before he was Love and Brother Love and back to Diddy. So, no, but the Diddler, he's the Diddler now. A lot of it's surprising, but it's not unheard of. Because you hear of all kinds of and whether it registered with you or you internalize it or something like that, that's a whole nother story.
What do you think? Are the Smiths victims of Diddy's lifestyle, or are they part of Hollywood chaos? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates. Keep it real.